Shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to give all honors, praises, glory, salutations, thanksgivings to the Most High Lord God Yahweh, and to His only begotten Son, whom the world calls Jesus Yahushai, and to the and through the Holy Spirit, the Rakah Rawak HaKwadash, all in Paleo Hebrew, Ka Halalata, Barakata, Salalata, Kabawanata, Tawada, La Ilayawan Yahweh, Bahasham, Adonai Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rakah Rawak HaKwadash. Double greetings, salutations, thanksgiving to all the elders of Quanium out on the highways and byways, the forefathers, fathers, teachers, preachers of old coming back in the reincarnation, the prophets, the kings, the men of the Most High, Yahweh, Yahushai, coming back in a reincarnation state out on the highways and byways, pushing this truth in sincerity to the four corners of the earth, of the world, through the internet information superhighway, the unicorn with radio waves and sound waves, of the Old Testament, the New Testament, and the Apocrypha, all in the Paleo Hebrew and the Koine Greek and other supplementing languages, studying and showing and fasting, studying and showing yourself approved fasting and fear of the Most High, breaking down the scripts and doctrine in true sincerity and fear of the Most High, trying to follow all law, statutes, commandments to the best of one's ability, because it is literally impossible if we don't have the Ruach Kodash in us 100% to follow the law, statutes, commandments. Only Yahushua could have done it, and only He did it, because He was half God and half, or all God and all man, half God and half God man, however you want to split it up. Also Shalom, and so Tawada to the Zaquanium, again of GMS specifically, Great Millstone Elders, ruling in truth and sincerity, and ruling well with true doctrine, rules, statutes, laws, and commandments that are the very rules, statutes, laws, and commandments of Yahushai Wa Yahweh through the Ruach Rakah HaKwadash. Shalom, peace, salutations to all the Akim out on the highways and byways, you're themselves, the hopefully elect that the elders and forefathers are trying to wake up to solidify the 144,000 man who will be leaders in the next millennial kingdom under Adonai Yahushai, and will rule with an iron fist and be God kings forever throughout the universe. Shalom, and this is Brother Shroth coming at you with a quick video on the MOTB, Serpent Strike, Serpent's Fang, which is already here. The end is here. It is not nigh or near anymore. It is here at our doorstep. World War III with Russia is going to kick off at the same time the MOTB, the RFID chip, is going to be implemented, mandated, fucking by the gun, literally by troops, national, state, local, with a gun in your face is going to tell you to take it or you will die or go to an internment camp. That's literally what's going to happen, so that everyone in the world can stop living their fucking bullshit imaginary fucking lives and fucking get strapped to reality real quick before Yahweh Yahushai sends missiles and hellfire down on everyone. Once again, Brother Sharath coming at you, talking about the MOTB. First and foremost, here's Yahweh or Yahushai's name in the Ruach HaKodash in our Paleo Hebrew is one of the points I'm going to make. To not be enticed to or have a protective hedge around you, so that your spirit and mind can be strong enough to withstand the MOTB, to withstand the aching and wanting of literal food and literal water, to withstand your loved ones, quote unquote, your piece of shit family trying to egg you on to be wicked like them. This is for the hopefully elect only, and I will start off with Exodus 13:16 plus Deuteronomy 6:8 and Deuteronomy 11:18, all saying the same thing, which is reincarnated in Revelations, the 13th chapter, and you know where I'm going with that. So it is the same thing that is being said in Revelations. Again, the Old Testament is a mirror copy image of the New Testament as well as the Apocrypha. It's all saying the same thing over and over and over and over. Just repeating and repeating and repeating. Exodus 13:16, and it shall be for a token upon thy hand, the right one, and for frontlets between the eyes. Frontlets are pieces of leather or any other type of material that the so-called Jews and even some of our own people back in the day that didn't know how to break these verses down, thought that you were supposed to actually take pieces of the verses, write verses on pieces of paper, then put them in little bitty boxes, then strap those boxes to a leather band, and then strap that onto your head, which is stupid as hell. It looks dumb as fuck. Might be worth something if they actually took it and understood what was on that piece of paper or the verse they were putting on it, but they're just doing it for show, to be seen amongst men, and to have everyone think that there's some high and mighty nigga, educated and full of academia, but they're not. Low life two-thirds that can't even spell their name, probably have GEDs. Not to knock brothers who have GEDs, but you gotta have an education in this goddamn world. Going out of school and high school is not the fucking thing to do. Alright? Very rarely will you see someone who has no education get the scripts of the word of the Lord. Very rarely. Alright? And it shall be for a token upon thy hand, and for frontlets between thy eyes, for by strength of the hand of Eliyahu Yahweh, Adonai Yahushai brought us forth out of Egypt. Once more, Exodus 13:16, and it shall be for a token upon thy hand, and for frontlets between thy eyes, for by strength of hand, Adonai Yahushai, Eliyahu Yahweh, the hand is Yahushai, and it's Yahweh who sent him, brought us forth out of Egypt. So the hand is, again, the power is in the pen, and when you write something, there's power in those letters, and it's your hand that gives you the ability, along with your eyesight and your brain, to write down those words. And that's what the power is here, is the verses. Whatever the verses say, whatever the doctrine is, if it's true and sincere, it is what you're supposed to live through your life. And thus, and for frontlets between the eyes, so when you write down, or when you see something written down like these verses before you, then you study them, understand them, break them down, perceive them, and accept them, then make them and do them, create them in reality. And that is in your head mind. So once you read something that has been written by the hand, if it's truth, it'll go into your brain spirit, and then you will act it physically, metaphysically out on earth. So what is all these talking about? What is on thy hand? What is on the frontlets? Exactly what I'm saying, and keep saying. The verses, the very words you're seeing in front of your screen. And when you read your Bible, Torah, Old Testament, New Testament, and Apocrypha, those, and that is power. That is the thing, one of the things that is going to keep you free from taking the MOTB, Mark of the Beast, RFID chip, from going, from thinking yourself that you're going to die and starve to death, or thirst to death if you don't have the MOTB, or if you don't have literal food and water, and then times and you end up going to Esau for one of all things, negating Adonai Yahushai, because you don't think that these words, that they exist, that these words are true, that Yahweh exists, that Yahushai exists, and those are other hedges I will talk about. So first and foremost, it's these verses, these commandments that you have to understand and read, that were written by someone's hand, Adonai Yahushai, through the prophet, through the Ruach Kodesh, and now are being downloaded into your physical brain, and you are now physically acting them out, because that's who you are, a prophet of the Lord, son of the Most High. Deuteronomy 6:8, and thou shalt bind them for a sign upon thy hand, and they shall be as frontlets between thy eyes, saying the same thing, repeating. Again, the Bible repeats itself, because niggas don't get it. The Lord speaks once, and no one hears, yet he speaks again, and no one listens. And thou shalt bind them for a sign upon thy hand. What is it again? The law, statutes, and commandments, which we'll get to here in a second, specifically. But the whole Bible in general. And they shall be as frontlets between thy eyes, memories, thoughts, processes, images, imaginations. Anything you think with your brain mind is what you're going to do, and that is what you see with your eyes, is what you read with that someone wrote with their hand. Deuteronomy 11:8, therefore shall ye lay up my words. Here's being very specific what it is. Yahweh already said it twice, and now he's going to say it the third time, and he be even more specific. In your heart and in your soul, being more expounding more on his words. And bind them for a sign upon your hand, that they may be as frontlets between your eyes. So what is it? His words. Like I said, the verses, the whole New, Old Testament, and Apocrypha. You put it in your heart, soul, which is metaphysical, physical. Your heart really doesn't think, and your soul is in your brain. It is with your brain. Your soul is your physical, your spiritual part, and your brain is your physical part, and metaphysically they join together to create you. And bind them for a sign upon your hand. So if you have this sign, which is the law, statutes, and commandments, which is the truth, reality of Yahweh Yahushai, that is being taught and spread to the four corners of the earth by the great man at GMS, then you will understand and perceive and have it into your inward parts, and you will know psychologically and with your brain think and do what you're seeing, hearing, which are the words of Yahweh Yahushai, because you have them in your heart and in your soul, i.e. your brain memory bank, muscle memory, also memory gospel, that they may be as frontlets between your eyes. So you always see them in your head, you're always acting them out, because the words are literally coursing through your veins, soul, bodies, and either ripping you asunder because you're a piece of shit, or helping to mend, bind, heal you up. Because this word is the ultimate physician. Torah therapy, and the biggest physician of them all is Adonai Yahushai. So Once more, one more time. Deuteronomy 11:8. Therefore you shall lay these up my words in your heart and in your soul, and bind them for a sign upon your hand, that they may be as frontlets between your eyes. Going to the main chunk, Revelations 13:1-6, and he causeth all, both smart and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive the mark in their right hand or in their forehead. So this is the opposite of what we just read in the Old Testament. The New Testament coming to fruition, being a mirror image of the Old Testament, and showing you in the last days what the Old Testament and the New Testament and the Apocrypha are all saying at the same time, with the revealing revelations, the unveiling of the truth of everything, of all things. And that no man might buy or sell save he that had the mark of the name of the beast or the number of his name. So in this one, Yahweh or Yahushai is telling you to get their mark, which is law, statutes, commandments, and the names Yahweh Yahushai, which is why I started with that first. Yahweh Yahushai are the most important things one should know, and then after that is to follow the law, statutes, and commandments to the best of one's ability. If not, then this is what's going to happen. And that no man might buy or sell save he that had the mark in the name of the beast or the number of his name. Why? Because you people don't believe in the Bible. You don't give a shit about the law, statutes, commandments, and truth, reality, doctrine. So you think physically and carnally that you need food and water to survive. And who has that shit? The white man and his systems. So that's who you're gonna go to, because he can physically, literally keep you alive, and not like this bullshit Bible that these goddamn Hebrew Israelites keep barking about. They're stupid. Sure, nigga. And this is also what's going to happen to you if you do not accept these words, Exodus, Deuteronomy words, to have tokens on your right hand and frontlets between your eyes, which are the words of Yahweh Yahushai. And this is what you're going to get when you receive the mark. And the third angel followed them, saying with the loud voice, if any man worship the beast in his image and receive his mark on his forehead or his hand, and the smoke of their torment ascendeth up forever and ever, and they have no rest day or night, who worship the beast and the image, and whoever receiveth the mark of his name. So that's what's going to happen to you. You're going to get fucked up. And I saw, as it were, a glass of sea mingled with fire, and them that had gotten the victory over the beast, and over his image, and over the mark, and over the number of his name, standing on a sea of glass, having the harps of Eliyahu, Yahweh, Adonai, Yahushai. Why? Because they read the whole book, Old New Testament, Apocrypha, and literally Yahweh allowed the 144 elect, the 1/3, to be bound with his word, to be protective, to be healing, to be an armor, to be the breastplate, to be the helmet of salvation. And if you don't get that shit metaphysically, spiritually, then physically, carnally, literally, you're going to receive this actual RFID chip in your literal hand, or a Neuralink in your literal brain, and then you're going to get blown the fuck up if said chip and said Neuralink don't fuck you up either, as it says right here. And the first, in Revelation 16:2, and the first went and poured out his vial upon the earth, and there fell a noisome and grievous sore upon the men which had the mark of the beast, and upon them which worship his image. You're not going to be able to put a fucking RFID chip, a fucking thing that emits radiation, electricity on every kinds of wavelengths in your head and in your arm, and think you're going to be okay? We're already having tumors with fucking when phones came out, and then when the laptop and the computer came out. And some niggas still don't believe that shit. I thank God most of the world knows that you're getting radiation cancer from your fucking phone and from your computer and from your TV. But we make do with what we got to do. You cannot not leave the computer. How are we going to push the word of the Lord? So you have to deal with the computer, and you cannot not have a phone. You'd be completely fucked. So yeah, we have to deal with it only in so much as we use it to push the word of the Lord. And then Yahweh Yahushua are going to protect us, even though we use some of this shit. But you're not literally going to put something inside your body that causes radiation and expect to live, alright? A phone in your pocket is one thing, but a motherfucking piece of metal, electronic, fucking radiating photonic ass plastic inside your literal body, you're going to get fucked over. Now, really quickly, what's going to save you and keep you protectively is the first and foremost the names, the correct names in the Paleo Hebrew, pronouncing them correctly. Yahweh, wa Yahushai, through the Rawak HaKodash, Rakah HaKodash. Mainly Yahweh means he exists. Yahweh, he exists. And Yahushai, he saves. He, Hawashai, saves. Yashai saves. Yahweh, he exists. Yahushai, he saves. And that literal a phonetic pronunciation that I just said, Yahweh, Yahushai, he exists because he does exist, and he is existence in itself. He created all things, and without him nothing exists. Yahushai, he saves the creation of Yahweh. Not that it needed saving because Yahweh messed it up, but us Hebrew Israelites and the rest of the world are pieces of shit. So Yahweh, Yahushai, plus the law, statutes, and commandments, 613 of them, following to the best of your ability. And after that, I ran out of time, so I'll come back at you with more. But for the most part, it would be the names and the law, statutes, and commandments following to the best of your ability. Until then, shalom.